OGTV 45 tapping in. Today, I need to address a washed-up Pan-Africanist whose career is on life support, and he's begging for a foundational black American to pull the plug. Today, I'm going to give you what you want. Seti. He's attacking the lack of historical scholarship in the foundational black American movement, as well as the fact that Tariq Nasheed has Pan-African activists in his hidden history museum.
We could show generations of scholarship handed down. Y'all show me some goddamn elders. You see, the other groups, they ain't got no elders. They motherfucking, they consciousness started with YouTube.
He's also making a bad faith argument of why does Tariq Nasheed have Pan-Africanist activists and leaders in his hidden history museum if you know he's FBA, why do he has these former Pan-African activists in the museum, as if he doesn't understand that they're apparently of the lineage. But we're going to straighten them out today. Dead Mike from CB4.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not color struck in any way or anything like that, but I just find it odd that it's always a high yellow piss color brother that want to go back to Africa the loudest. He wants to stand on that soapbox and scream black power the loudest. It's always a high yellow nigga, as if, you know, your lack of or your little melanin deficiency, you know, makes you feel insecure or something, to the point where you have to verbalize how black you are at all times, because maybe inside you don't feel that you look that black. I'm about to tighten you all the way up.
We talking about why FBA shit on Pan-Africanists, but yet when you go to the Hidden History Museum out there in Los Angeles, Tariq Nasheed's museum out there in you got Pan-Africanists in the museum, venerating Pan-Africanism in the museum, but in shitting on Pan-Africanism on the internet.
This is not a personal attack, but it is an attack because you're operating in the evil spirit, Seti. You're operating in the spirit of envy. See that bad faith argument you made? I know you're smarter than that. You only want to keep FBA in your mouth for clout right now because your movement has crumbled. It has crumbled because it was built on a weak foundation. My proof that it's crumbled, look at these numbers right here, y'all. Look at these numbers. You see how many followers that man has? Look at the type of numbers he was putting up 7 years ago. Now look at what this nigga did 7 days ago. 7 weeks ago. He hurting over there. Ain't nobody watching that. Don't nobody want to hear that no more. Your scholars that you're praising and saying we don't have, knock them off the thrones real quick for you. As far as anything Sheikh Anta Diop said or anybody else from out this country, it doesn't relate to me. They're not from here. I'm not knocking them or their works, but it doesn't benefit me in any shape, form, or fashion. Where is Dr. Ben from? Where's Dr. Ben from? Now check this out. As far as John Henry Clark, great man, but here's my take on him. Wasn't he a high school dropout? A bunch of honorary degrees. That's right. John Henry Clark was the brother Reggie of his time. That's who you mad we don't want to follow. For him to have written so many books about Africa, and him being from Alabama, and him being so pro-black, he didn't write one page about this guy from Alabama named Chief Tuscaloosa, who had a son named Black Panther. These niggas supposed to have been over 7 feet tall. Now, I ain't never seen no Mexican-looking Indian 7 feet tall in my life. Named Black Panther. I would be curious about who was these 7 feet tall niggas running around here that this state is named after, Tuscaloosa. Who is these people? What did they contribute? Am I of any connection to them and my lineage? They're right here where I'm at. No, John Henry Clark was a young boy looking and wishing on a land afar. They were paying all attention to a land afar. That whole generation of scholars that you praise got duped. They kept looking their ass over in Africa while these folks over here stuck their hand in their pocket, took all the money, all the land, and everything else. And none of them stood up for what was going on right here. Why would I praise them? What could any of those scholars have said about the ancient tools they just found in Florida not too long ago that proved that there was a human life in Florida on the East Coast 1,500 years at least before anybody had known about it prior to that? There are recent discoveries just being made. They did the best they could during their time frame. They worked with what they had, but that time is over. You don't start no goddamn Africa. You start with your grandmama. You go back. You can't go to the beginning of time and come forward. That's retarded. That's why y'all lost. Y'all trying to go from the beginning of time and come forward. And don't nobody know when the beginning of time was. That's dumb as hell. You know, we all know who our grandmama was. Why not start with her and go back as far as we can go? Because we know that all that's factual. All that's real. All that's real. I knew my great grandmama. I knew two of my great grandmamas. My daddy's mama and my daddy's daddy mama. Yeah, I knew them. Spent time with them. Ate their cooking. Got chastised by them. Why would I lift a man up on this lofty pedestal who could tell me more about what happened in another continent 1,000 years ago than he could tell me about what happened in his own state 200-300 years ago? Or any time before slavery, rather. He's not telling me nothing about that, but he knows more about the other continent than he knows about his own state. The whole Sheikh Anta Diop thing, they whole ideology, you want to know what that is? Darwinism Africanized. And I shot down Darwinism a long time ago. It's a contradiction if you believe in God. So you niggas is a bunch of demons. That ain't how we got here. Y'all saying it still goes back to evolution. It's just black now.
It say FBA is not an ideology. Yes, it is an ideology. It is an ideology. Don't say it's all lineage. It is ideology. Because you teaching on why this ideology is not correct.
So FBA is an ideology because you brought your Grady from Sanford and Son looking ass up here and said it was. No, you don't have sense enough to know that FBA is a lineage, and within that lineage, there are hundreds, thousands, if not millions of different ideologies. Some of us identify as African American. Some of us identify as Sulan. Some of us identify as ADOS. It's all the same thing. There are plenty of ideologies. Some believe they have African ancestry. Some believe that we're all indigenous. Some believe we're mixed up together and we're a brand new breed. There are a lot of different ideologies that are all FBA. And you know this. I know you know this. There's no way you read all them books and you don't know this. So that means you're lying. You're lying to your people. That's why they're leaving you in masses. Y'all niggas is liars and scammers. Scam Africanists. That's why we talk about y'all community like that, because that's what your era did with it. If what your scholars was on was so solid, it would have stood the test of time. The Bible been around thousands of years. The Quran been around almost 1,500 years. The Torah been around, like, if a book is really about something, it stands the test of time. Why aren't their works standing the test of time? Why doesn't it resonate with the people of today? Is it because the works wasn't that solid, or the people who was pushing it wasn't that solid? The PDF files, like Brother Polite, the one, what was the other little young boy who lost his mind? Now you out here performing bad, grasping for straws, trying to get a view, saying anything you can about FBA or Tariq Nasheed. Maybe that's why the people don't hold on to that movement. They're looking at the people who was pushing it and the history of it. It doesn't relate to them. Who else? Umar. You think we didn't all just watch this whole debacle with him in this school for the last few years? Look what y'all did. Look who all y'all had on your team, Seti. The nigga with the one dread. Taking provocative pictures, suspect looking pictures, giving Bambaataa vibes. You wanna talk about that conscious community, what y'all was and how y'all had it and all them books y'all read, and now all y'all glory is gone, and you don't know why everybody is gravitating towards FBA, so you just want to throw a bunch of hate on Tariq Nasheed. A lot of that conscious community went out bad. That's what happened. Yeah, they went out bad. That whole little clique that you talking about. Y'all went out bad. You got a whole bunch of scholars who can't tell them nothing about ancient America. Maybe that's what people at right now. Maybe they want to know about the land where they at, bro. We don't want to wish you on a star. You think you from Africa. Somebody told you that. But I know my great-grandma, she from right here. And her grandma from right here. And my granddaddy, and his granddaddy, and his granddaddy, and his granddaddy, they in the ground here, bro. So I want to know what's going on here, because all my people in the ground right here. If you got people in the ground in Africa, you worry about Africa. We don't got no people in the ground in Africa. I don't know no people in the ground in Africa. I came on Sinetta 5 years ago and told Sinetta, my grandmama, and both her sisters, they had dropped down their ass. My daddy, mama, and the family, they Indian. You gotta Last time I seen Sinetta, that nigga was talking about he's an Indian.
The question become, how can you have Pan-Africanists in this museum, yet and still you got FBA out there shitting on Pan-Africanism? Hypocritical. I don't give a fuck how you're a hypocrite. Go deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying? Go deal with it. Take them down. Take them down. Take them goddamn down. That's what if we're not going to, share respect for the toils of the teachers that put their life on the line out there to wake up their people.
Just because Pan-Africanism was not a success, it doesn't mean that all of our elders who fought for it were trash. I mean, the Detroit Lions never won a Super Bowl, but Barry Sanders is still the best running back of all time. He didn't win. That's what's wrong with Pan-Africanism. It didn't win. It didn't work. It was a good idea for the time, a good strategy. They put all their efforts into it, but it didn't work. The Africans came over here and did not join in. They did not want to do it. Now you're trying to force a bad relationship.
And all the little niggas out there, you understand what I'm saying? I've been trying to, get a motherfucker really to say something to me. But y'all niggas know y'all not on my level.
Ask for that FBA smoke, but your little ass ain't know it was gonna make you cough like that when you hit it, huh?
You see what I'm saying? I'm itching for one of you little niggas to say something, so I can tighten your motherfucking ass up.
In honor of the passing of the legendary D'Angelo, I got a song for you, Seti. You're my Grady, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. You're my Grady. You're my Grady. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. You're my Grady. I can tell they're looking at us.
You know little niggas can't come up off of that damn typing and shit and hit that stage and teach nobody, nigga. You see what I'm saying? You niggas are some one-dimensional niggas.
It's hope for you, though. It's hope for you, Seti, as long as you got breath in your lungs. It's hope for you. All you have to do is rebuke that Pan-Africanism and jump on board. But you can't come over here with hate in your heart. You can't come over here with jealousy in your heart because Tariq Nasheed made up the name FBA. I'm a prideful dude too, Seti. I understand. I know what it feels like. But I don't look at it as I'm following this man because this is not no type of group. I don't have no connection with that man. All he did was come up with the name of a lineage that I just so happened to fit the criteria for. That's it, man. You don't have to look at it like you're following somebody else, Seti. I'm not following a nigga nowhere. I never gave him $1, bro. I popped my head in the Hidden Museum, the Hidden History Museum, not too long ago when I was in LA. Take a look around. But he ain't shaking me down for no money. I've put FBA in plenty of videos, and he hasn't copywritten struck me yet, and I'm thankful of that. But he's not taking anything from me. Why are you so intimidated to acknowledge that you are a foundational Black American and help us accomplish what we need to accomplish with your following and your movement, as opposed to being a jealous hater? making bad faith arguments, and going on unwarranted envious diatribes. Seti.